There are things that are not really that hard to do, but we tend to act like it's by far the most difficult task in the entire world. One of these things called up a friend that we haven't talked in a long time. It's awkward. You think that they will assume you need something, which is why you're calling. They might not recognize your voice. You find out there's really nothing to talk about. You are afraid that they might find it annoying and Hazel. You find yourself about to press the call button and then you hesitate. With each day that passes as you hesitate to call your friend, that friend is going further away from you. Pick up the phone, be confident, and punch the numbers. Ask them how are you, as if no time has passed between you two. That friend will probably be ecstatic to hear from you. Just as pleasant as hearing the voice of an old friend. So just call him right away or call her. This is Kevin's Hot Beat. Our first song on Kevin's Hot Beat for Saturday, July 12th was 전화의 집에 Party Rock by 소년공화국, Boys Republic. Hello guys, I'm Kevin from Zell. Calling up an old friend that you haven't spoken in a while is not difficult. That's difficult? Yes or no? Just have a little think about it. Yes. Once you've lost touch, it gets much more awkward to try to reach out, to that person. So don't lose your friendship by losing contact and calling them first. So now, here's how you can tune into Hot Beat. We've got FM stations in Jeju Island, and these are the areas that you can find out. 88.7 in Jeju, 88.1 in Seogwipo, 101.9 in Daejeong, and we've got terrestrial DMB as well. You can also tune into us from New York in the US via snbus.com or SNB Radio. On weekends, you can also listen in from Korea, Radio Korea, in Los Angeles, in Hawaii. And I'd love to hear from you guys, so leave us your comments, messages, and song requests here on the Happy Message board at www.arirangradio.com/hotbeat. You can write your messages in any languages. On today's Once Upon a Time, we're going to take a trip back into the past. Then in the part 2, we'll be talking about the particular theme on Tell Me Something. Now let's kick off today's Hot Beat with 2 songs. Here are the I Believe by Shin Yong-jae from 4Man, Retoria, I'm a Loner by Kim Bum-soo. Welcome aboard the time machine of Once Upon a Time. Starting this week, we'll be turning back time once a week. Bon voyage! On this segment, we take a trip down memory lane like our grandmothers do when they tell us stories of good old days. Today, we're going back to July 2004. Now, what were the biggest headlines of June 2004? Number 1 was curtain call for musicals. In 2004, Korea was flooded with big Broadway musicals hitting the stage. The musical Jekyll and Hyde was performed for the first time around this time and made lead actor Cho Sung-woo a star. Number 2, 몸짱 and 얼짱. In 2004, Korea was obsessed with 몸짱 and 얼짱. People with great bodies and faces. In other words, a middle-aged 몸짱, great bodies. Women became a overnight star, and Han Ye-seul, Kim Tae-hee, and Han Ga-in were known as 얼짱 stars, faces. In July 2004, the first 얼짱 contest was held in Korea, and the top prize went to the current star, Clara. Number 3, Internet novels. Internet novels became popular around this time as well. The novels were filled with grammatical errors and immature plot lines, but they had tons of readers. Some like He Was Cool, 그놈은 멋있었다, and Romance of Their Own, 늑대 유혹, were even made into movies. Now let's listen to some more music that reminds of us July 2004. 내 여자라니까, Because You're My Woman by 이승기, and 그댄 달라요, You're You're Different by 한예슬. You've just heard 내 여자라니까 Because You're My Woman by 이승기 and 그댄 달라요 You're Different by 한예슬. We're continuing on with Once Upon a Time. Now let's take a look at the major entertainment news of that time. M Countdown is born in July of 2004. Korea's top-ranking music program M Countdown was born. It was a Hallyu program that aired simultaneously all over the world in Japan, China, Vietnam, and the US, and so on. This year is its 10th anniversary. Rain wins in music and acting. There are tons of actors, singers today, but there weren't so many back in 2004. When Rain appeared on a drama Full House in July 2004, he became a superstar in both music and acting. At the end of the year, he was the busiest celebrity in Korea, shuttling back and forth between music and acting award ceremonies. Epic Eye gets hit with censorship. Epic Eye's second album, High Society, was released in July 2004, and 14 out of 18 songs were immediately deemed to be unfit for the broadcast. Well, thankfully, after reconsideration, the album was able to be released, and the hit, like A Day of Peace, was born. Now, these were some of the entertainment headlines of July 2004. We'll continue after some music. I Think I by 별, 내가 될 그날까지 Until That Day I Will Become by 나윤권. You've just heard I Think I by 별 and 내가 될 그날까지 Until That Day I Will Become by 나윤권. We're traveling back through, Saturday segment Once Upon a Time. Now it's time to take a look at the music charts for July 2004. First, number 7, 조PD and 인순이 Friend, 친구요. Well, this was a song on 조PD's 5th album. It was a huge deal that Korean diva 인순이 was featuring on the hip-hop album, and the song did very well. Alright, number 6, 성시경's The Blue Night of Jeju Island. 제주도의 푸른밤. Yes, this was a remake album released by 성시경, and people said that it was even more romantic than the original. The song gave a radio program Blue Night its name, and 성시경 eventually became its DJ. The airs at the same time as Heartbeat. Now number 5, 김영중's She's Smiling. 그녀가 웃잖아. This was the title track of the second album from singer Kim Hyung-jung, a former vocal for Toy. In just 1 week, it shot up 20 slots on the charts and was used in a snack commercial as well. Now, number 4, 김범수, Sun Setting in My Heart. 가슴에 지는 태양. 멀것 같아, 숨이 멎을 방만 같아. 김범수 performed as a faceless singer until this album. When he began to put his photo on this album jacket, still it was his powerful voice that gained his popularity, not his face. Alright, number 3, Coyote's Spark, 불꽃. Yeah! This song on Coyote's 6th album was the first song with rapper Becca. The song was a big hit in the club scene. Alright, number 2, 이승철's Faith, 인연. This was on soundtrack of the drama Phoenix. Yeah. 보고 싶은 만큼 which went on the air in April 2004. It became much more famous when actor Lee Seo-jin sang it himself in the drama. Well, guys, we'll find the top song of July 2004 after some music. Here is 불꽃, Spark by Coyote, and 친구요, My Friend by 조PD and 인순이. You just heard 불꽃, Spark by Coyote, and 친구요, My Friend by 조PD and 인순이. You're listening to Once Upon a Time. Now, what was the top song of July 2004? It was My Name. Da, 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 da. Yes, This is a song from Boa. Let go of her cute teenage image and try to transform her image with sexy hip dance that made this song a hit in both Korea and Japan. Shall we listen to the song from Boa, My Name? And yes, we'll be back once upon a time next week again. So please join me for the segment for the Once Upon a Time next week. Here's the song for you, My Name by Boa. Alright, you've just heard 인연, Faith by 이승철. Now it's time to wrap up part 1 of Hot Beat, but I'll be back in second half. Here is the last song for you, Sweetie by Clancy Kwai. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to listen to the Hot Beat. All the sexy girls out there, are you ready to join? BET Hot Beat. Alright, you've just heard 엉덩이, hip song by Scarlett. Welcome back to second hour of Hot Beat. Now let me tell you again how you can tune in. We've got FM stations in Jeju Island, and these are the areas that you can find out. 88.7 in Jeju, 88.1 in Seogwipo, 101.9 in Daejeong, and we've got terrestrial DMB as well. You can also tune in to us from New York in the US via snbus.com or SNB Radio. If you got a smartphone, just search for Arirang Radio in your app store. It's a free app. ARIRANG RADIO, Arirang Radio. You can listen to our program on the move and leave your comments through the smartphone Arirang Radio app. Also, you can listen to Arirang Radio through TuneIn. It's an online radio service site with 40 million users worldwide. You can download TuneIn through Google Play or the App Store. And I'd love to hear from you guys, so leave us your comments, messages, and song requests here on our Happy Message board at www.arirangradio.com/hotbeat. You can write your messages in any languages. Now, here are some more music for you. Good Luck by Beast and This Love by Shinhwa. On this segment, we get to talk about anything we want with one theme each week. It's Tell Me Something. Now, this week's topic on Tell Me Something is My Little Revenge, and this is our second week visiting this topic because last week we had some incredible stories. Those little revenges, we take on those that irritate us. Now, we'll visit your stories right after the break. Here is 있기 없기, Hate Don't Hate by Dalshabet and Hate You by Ladies Code. You've just heard 있기 없기, Hate Don't Hate by Dalshabet and Hate You by Ladies Code. Now let's see what our listeners had to tell us about their little revenge. 내가 해봤던 소심한 복수. First up, Hong Ban-jang from Korea. I work at the convenience store and a lot of weird people come in during the night. There was a time when this drunk man came in and he kept picking up the crackers, putting them down, picking them up, then putting them down. Then he asked, do you don't have... And he'd be very rude. I started to slowly reach my threshold. After that, he came over to the counter to buy a drink. After he paid and I was giving him his change, I didn't lay the change softly on the counter. Instead, I threw it at him. He was so drunk he couldn't tell if it was intentional or not. I was secretly smiling inside. Ching! Su Saki from Japan. I have a boss that I truly hate. Whenever we go eat, he always makes these weird noises, and it makes me lose my appetite. I asked him if he can be a bit quieter while he eats. You know those people? Those people. And he started to make those sounds even louder just to get at me. I wanted to get back at him, so while we were eating, I glared at him through the entire meal, and whenever we would call my name, he would have to call at least 3-4 times before I even acknowledged him. He got up for a moment, and while he was gone, I ate all of his side dishes. Oh no. Yo-Yoma from Singapore. I have a really close friend that I haven't seen for a while. We met up recently, but the first thing she said when she saw me was, "Have you gained weight? You should go on a diet." That was not a great way to start off that day. I was so hurt. I started thinking of ways to get back at her. My friend wears glasses, and that moment that she left her seat for a second, that's when I made my move. I didn't do anything too serious. I just took her glasses and rubbed my fingers all over them to make it harder for her to see. Yes. Now we'll be back after some music. Here is 그래 너, yes, it's you by Standing Egg, and 미쳤나봐, Like Crazy by 소란 with 권정열. Okay, you've just heard 그래 너, yes, it's you by Standing Egg, and 미쳤나봐, Like Crazy by 소란, featured by 권정열. Today we are continuing with our last week's topic, My Little Revenge. Let's keep reading what our listeners had to share. Chiharun from Japan. Hello, Kevin Oppa. This theme is interesting. What kind of things listeners of the world did? Revenge person is my brother. He is 4 years older or younger. Okay, different than me. We had a fight. Well, I was little. When you were little. And it's also a fight such as between men. I was crying every time. So I came up with a cute revenge when he was sleeping, because he was just sleeping on my stomach. I stepped on his back several times. Then, since older brother who almost slept got up, I escaped immediately. This is a small resistance. Sister could be only. Okay, that means okay. That you can do for a little revenge. But this is cute revenge, isn't it? Have you also been a revenge okay. Have you, what do you mean? Do I have yes, I have a sister, but I don't know. Because maybe she did. Maybe she did a little revenge to me, but maybe I didn't notice at all. I don't know. Mini Choi from Korea. It's really hard to park around our neighborhood. You have to double park everywhere and be really good at it. You always have to leave your phone number as well when there's a lot of cars. Then one day a guy parked his car right in front of mine, but he didn't leave his phone number on the dashboard. I was so mad that I wrote in the dust on his car, "Stupid car," for everyone to see. Is it too childish? No, it's okay. You didn't, at least you didn't broke his dashboard, or you didn't do anything bad. This is it's okay. Your finger got dirty, right? Because of dirt? No? Lee Jin-young from Korea. I'll tell you about the time that I took a small revenge on my boss. My boss has such a temper that he raises his voice whenever he has the chance. Every morning we go to work and he'd start yelling about absolutely nothing. All of the employees started to think of ways to get back at him. This wasn't me, but one of my male co-workers. Meet my boss out in the smoking area. He greeted my boss with a nod and started to smoke besides him. He apparently blew his cigarette smoke towards our boss so that he can inhale all of our secondhand smoke. Do you think this was revenge? I remember laughing when I heard this story. Have you ever pulled a revenge prank on your boss, 신주학 사장님? Tell us about it. No. How can we do that? No. Lee Sori from Korea. My sister always steals my clothes, and so to get back at her, I scared her during her sleep. When she fell asleep, I went to her room and took her smartphone. While she slept, I spent the entire night playing games on her phone in her ID. If I use my phone, my bill gets bigger when I buy items. I would play games and send her friends messages to send me more items. When I got bored, I called my friend internationally on a phone. Okay, so you call your international friend on your sister's phone. Okay. Then I put her phone back. What do you think? Pretty smart, huh? Yeah, pretty smart. Yes. And didn't she lock her phone? No? Is it just open freely? Oh, because every time if I want to check my member's phone, they's all locked up and maybe because they have a lot of secrets. Well, I do lock my phones, so I do have my secrets. Shh, secrets. Secrets have never been shown. We'll be back after some break. Here is Thank You Very Much by Bestie and Psycho by History. Thank You Very Much by Bestie and Psycho by History. On Tell Me Something, we talk about set themes every week. Today we're talking about My Little Revenge. Now let's keep reading what our listeners shared. Mires says from Cho from USA. 3 years ago, my friend borrowed $10 from me. That's 3 years ago, okay. Whenever I'd ask for it back, she'd always make excuses for herself. I could have just forgotten about it because she's my friend, but I hated her attitude. So I decided to get back at her. 3 years later, I still haven't returned the $12 I borrowed from her, using the exact same tactics she used. I know it's childish, but it's payback. So you have your interest. Yes. Your original $10 and all the $2 for the interest. Alright, I'm being okay. Let's continue. Kim Ha-rung from Korea. The day after my boyfriend and I broke up, I was so angry that I decided to take revenge. I can't do anything too scary like in the movies, but I thought of something really clever. Whenever a new movie would come out, I would find out the ending to it and send them an anonymous text with spoilers. He dies at the end. Yeah. He's the villain. Now this is the twist. He's actually the ghost. Something like that. I spoil the entire movie for him. I've been too lazy to do it recently, but now that I remembered, I should start it up again. Oh, you guys are cute. Song Jenny from Korea. I have a friend who went to the same middle, high school, and even college as I did. We were really close, and that close friend happened to get a job before I did. I'm having a really difficult time getting a job, but she didn't even think about that, and all she talks about in front of me is her job. To be honest, I hated her for it. I decided to get back at her, so at 3 in the morning, I called her nonstop on the payphone until she woke up. When she'd picked up, I hang up. She picked up, I hang up. She picked up, I hang up. I did that for a few nights, and she got so irritated that she changed her phone number. But it still made me happy. Kevin Paul, aren't I cute? Yes, it's quite a cute thing, but, it's very annoying. If you call someone during the night when they're sleeping, come on, yes. But they have to live their life after that. After that day. The whole day after sleeping. Well, but it's a little revenge. That's... Okay, thanks for sharing, guys. Tell me your stories more and more. But before that, here is some more music for you. 놀리러 간다, Don't Tease Me by Speed, and Action by New East. You've just heard 놀리러 간다, Don't Tease Me by Speed, and Action by New East. Well, guys, next week we'll be talking about your unusual habits. For example, for some people, twirl their hair in their fingers when they're thinking, or shake their leg, or cover their mouth when they're laughing, or always leave a bite left over after every meal. Anything's welcome, so tell us all about your strangest habits. So in Korean, 여러분의 특이한 버릇이나 습관. So please tell us your stories and habits. I'll be back next week for more messages. Here's our last song for this segment. 한 번쯤 네가 먼저, Maybe Once You Were First by Vanilla Acoustic. It's time to say goodbye to Hot Beat for Saturday, July 12th. I'll be back tomorrow. Here's our last song. 꽃이 폈어요. Blossom by Wings, featured by 배치기. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 안녕. You guys tomorrow. 안녕.